Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world and listening to me. This is Marie-Ève and you're listening to It's Me Time podcast with Marie-Ève. Oh my God, I forgot how I call my show. Why do I say it's me time? Because M-E are my initials for Marie-Ève. So it's me time. It's Marie-Ève time, right? So I used this when I was in university to run for president at the school election. It's like, vote for me, like M-E, because my full name is not just Marie, it's Marie-Ève, for those who don't pronounce it Frenchly. Not gonna say correctly, who's for those who don't say it Frenchly. I like this word. I just invented a new word, Frenchly. Nice. I am that creative. Yeah, so it's like, vote for me, M-E for me. Yay! And then one of my favorite songs is It's Me, like the Me song from Taylor Swift and Brendan Urie. Like, you're the only one, I'm the only one of me. Anyway, so that song, if you get it, you get it. If you don't know it. But yes, this when I did a conference back last year, that was my opening song, Me, from Taylor Swift. And it was just like, yeah, this is me. I'm the only one like me. I'm the only one of me. Nobody's like me on the planet. And it's just to own our uniqueness. You're you, he's you, she's her. Nobody can be you. So that's why there is no competition, right? Even if we say, oh my God, there are so many competitors in the coaching world. Oh my God, there are so many competitors at this event. My girls are going to IPOP this summer, which is an event that's going to have 500 kids presenting their talents in front of over 100 agents, casting director, and other people from the entertainment business. So my girls are going to go do their monologue, their commercial, their whatever, like their modeling on a catwalk. Like it's so cool for an opportunity. I signed up my kids for that. And yes, I say, you know what, you girls are worth the money and you girls are worth the time to go and just to have fun, live in an awesome experience. But it was just like, even though there are that many kids, when you create your reality, you get to have whatever you want, no matter how many people are there. No matter. So if you believe you're the one winning, doesn't matter. The universe will make sure that you win. Either you'll have an amazing performance or everybody else will be shitty, right? So it doesn't matter the how, but you're getting what you want and it's done. There's nothing else you can do. There's nothing else that you need to do to be more worthy of whatever you want more than now, right? If you're looking for love, if you want to have a loving partner, right now, there's nothing you can do more than who you are right now to be more deserving. You cannot do anything more to be more deserving. You're as maximum deserving as you can be right now, but you don't believe it. That's the only problem here. And by the way, I'm Marie-Ève. I am a life coach, a certified life coach here in Brossard, Quebec, Canada. I am certified in neurosciences and as well as a master freedom leader. So I teach law of attraction and I help people make their dreams come true. So like on my last, I went on the salon. It was an awakening salon where everybody had their booth and I had a conference. And it was super fun. I was the first conference of the weekend. Didn't have that many people, but that's okay. I know I attracted the people who needed me at that time. And so at the kiosk though, I talked last 2 weeks ago, I got my beautiful magic lamp from Aladdin in Broadway. I actually got it in Broadway when I went to see the show. And I would say, oh, what is my apology for my dog barking. Somebody needs a sign right now. So if your sign is a barking dog, for whatever is coming into your life, here's your barking dog. Okay, please stop. Thank you, come on. And so whatever is your dream, I would ask if you found the magic lamp and you rubbed it, what would be your first wish, right? Because the universe is that genie. You don't just have 3 wishes, you have unlimited wishes. And the genie is just like, okay, what's your next wish? What's your next wish? It's done. And if you don't say it done, it's because you still don't believe it's true. And just like I see my billboard at Times Square, it's like, okay, this is huge. This is me. It's happening. It's true. Now what? Like it was just like unbelievable. but it's actually there, right? I cannot say it's unbelievable. I can believe it. It is there. But yeah, so today I wanted to talk a little bit again about my trip to New York. Yes, I'm wearing the same clothes because I just did the other video like a couple minutes before. I said I'm in the alignment to do another one right now. So I did talk at the end about the bunny, like how my girls, we went to see an Easter show at a Broadway comedy club, and it was cute. It was like a little singer. She was singing. We were doing some karaoke and dancing. And at the end, we had a picture with the Easter bunny. And it was so cute to see my girls dancing. And so the lady would, we were going on an Easter egg hunt, and we were looking for all the bunnies. And she would pick people, like people would raise their hand, the kids would raise their hand, and she would go and pick a kid to come at the front, grab some eggs, and they would get a little bunny out of that egg and a pair of bunny rabbits. And she was so close to us, and a part of me was like, I felt sad for my oldest, like she wanted them so much. And I'm like, you know what? Let's ask the universe. That's like yes, because she would be the first one to raise her hand, right? And then the lady would pick other people. And at one point I said, you know what? I know you were the first one to raise your hand. So like, even for you guys, like who are entertaining kids, just like, don't say it's the person I see their hands first, who's gonna get it, right? Because in the end, my kids were often the first one to do it, even the most energetic one. Like my little one, she was jumping up and down. I mean, if you don't see it, it's because you're really choosing not to see it, right? And so like, she fell down. I'm like, I know, like, no, she didn't fall down, but she fell like, oh, well, right? I said, you know what? You create your reality. Let's manifest this thing, right? And I know I saw, like, we were pretty much not in the back, but in the middle, and I could tell she, like, her hand was up first. So, like, as a child, I was like, well, I know my hand was first, right? My goal was to validate her reality. So, well, maybe she didn't see you first, but I know you were the first one. Not because I take party for my kids. Right? If I someone's hand first, I say, well, obviously that they were first, but it was to validate that, yes, it's not because your hand was not first that you have not been chosen, because you were first. As a parent, for me, it's important to validate this to my kids. So you as a parent should do that. But also as adults who are interacting with kids, just to make sure that what you say, because that kind of, we want to avoid gaslighting kids. We want to help them say, well, we have a choice. I saw you, like maybe I saw you first, but it doesn't mean you were the first one, right? Just because now the kids, they're like, yeah, but I was, right? It just messes up the kids in their heads. Like, I know my truth. Why was I not chosen, right? So for me, that's why my role as a parent, because I'm not asking everyone, the entire world to change, but for me, it's important to validate my kids so that they know their truth is their truth and is valid. Because yes, she was first, but just say she did not see you first, right? Maybe it's the lighting or something. But also I know everything is about vibration. So after I told her this, that I know you were first, maybe something changed in herself, saying, okay, I am seen. Because then the next time she was going around, she got chosen, right? So I was like, yeah, I was so proud. Like, oh my God, not because she was chosen. I was proud that she changed her belief and she actually got what she wanted. So she got the bunny ear, and she went on the stage, and like I was like, oh my God, that's my girl, like taking video, like just so happy for her that she was chosen. And then she got a little bunny, and she came back. And then my youngest daughter later on, like she was raising her hand and she wanted to go, and my oldest was helping her like raise her hands that she was there. And I'm like, well, there are other kids. In my head, I'm the one sabotaging the universe, right? She's not gonna pick this twice from the same family. Like, we're gonna give a chance to everyone else. I'm already telling no to universe, don't pick my other daughter, even though I want her to do it. In my mind, I'm creating. I'm the one creating this universe. Saying, well, she's not gonna pick from the same family. We're gonna let the other kids win. There's a family that the 2 or 3 children got it, right? So when I saw them, I'm like, screw that, right? Like, if they can do it, why would my other kid not be chosen? Why would she not get to go? because I want other people, like, in my head. And then she was like jumping up and down. She was the only kid dancing, right? Like she was, but it's like, even though you're doing, and I remember as a kid, I would be the one like, yeah, and still never was chosen. So that's not that's not what's gonna get you something. It's not the action, right? And then so my daughter was like, I can, you can have my bunny ears, and already sharing what she had to her with her little sister, like not knowing she could get it, like, well, she can get it herself too, right? You both can have it, right? Because it's hard, like when you have two, like one wins and the other one might not win, but I'm trying to create, like I'm creating that both girls get to win, both girls get to have whatever they want. It's not either or, because you're both master of your reality. You get to win and you get to win and I get to win. We all get to win, right? So by doing this, so she was sharing her toy and my daughter was like, yeah, and still a little sad. And I thank you, the man who was sitting in front of us when my daughter was jumping. He was like, yeah, her. And she chose someone else. But in my head, I'm like, you know what? Because even my daughter said, well, we can go to the store and buy bunny ears or buy a little toy, right? And so we always have an option. Like if it wasn't that, it was going to be something else after the show. And I said, you know what? Let's not put tell the universe how we can have the little bunny. She didn't really care about the bunny ears. She just wanted the little bunny. And so in the end, we had our tickets to go and get a picture at the front with the Easter bunny. And one of the person who was standing there and getting like kind of the security and taking the ticket, I asked him, I said, and I could see the little eggs lying around in the back. Like, I mean, it's the kids' show, so I'm assuming those are for kids. I said, would you happen to have one extra egg for my daughter, right? And in the end, he got us 2 more eggs. So we didn't have to do anything. We just asked and we got it. And the girls were opening, like, okay, well, just keep it in our purse because we don't need to, have the whole lineup harassing the man for the bunny, like for eggs. But it was just like, oh my God, right? You didn't need to go on stage. You didn't need to win. You didn't need to do anything to be worthy of that egg. We just asked and it was given. And thank you so much, Damian. You made my girls' day. And when I think about things, because I'm like, I can ask for stuff. And then if people come and complain that we're getting it and not them, I'm like, you know what? But my kid, they lost their dad, right? Their dad died. Like, and just the thought, like I was at the show there looking at my kids having fun, and there was a thought like, man, they don't get to have their daddy, right? And I was so sad. And I don't use this excuse for anything, but it's there, right? If I need it, so I don't have to feel guilty about asking for something that we want, I will not be afraid of using, their dad died. So, let us have that little piece of joy here. Oh my God, I want to cry when I say this. It was just, and even like this weekend, I was talking to my coach, and what came up is, even last week, I had on my drive back to Quebec a moment of like, there was a song about heaven on the radio. And I was like, imagining when I die, when I'm super old, and I do say when I'm super old, when I die and I go back to heaven, because I know even though everything is energy and I know I create my reality, so I want to create that when I pass away. Yeah, there's a reality. I'll be in heaven with my family who passed already, and I'll be there waiting for those who are coming, right? So there was a part of me that's like, oh, I'm going to be with my husband. Because for me, one of the blocks I have about having a new husband, a new partner, is that, now, like, when I die, who am I going to spend eternity with? Like, it may sound stupid, but for somebody who's grieving the loss of their husband or their wife, it is not stupid, right? It's like, yeah, but right now I get to be with my first husband. Then, I got this. It's kind of weird. Who am I going to, be with? But it's my reality, so I'm going to be with everyone. But what came up in my healing, which I really enjoyed, was on Monday what happened is, I imagine with that song being on the radio that I was in heaven later on, when we're super old, and even me, I'm dead, my kids are dead, grandkids are maybe existing or something still on planet Earth, but doesn't matter. Where I would see my husband again and my mom again, and being super happy to see them, just hug them. but like not having love, like in a romantic feeling way with Eric. His name was Eric. But just like, oh my God, like I miss my good friend. I miss my best friend because he was my best friend. Oh, I want to cry again, which is fine, right? That's the whole point of grief. You can just express it and not be ashamed of it. But like, it's so beautiful. The image I had in my head, there was no shame of having a new husband, right? It was just, Eric, here's my new husband, right? And that he would be so happy for me. And I know he would be happy for me right now, right? Yeah. I don't cry often in public. I don't like crying. I don't like to be vulnerable when I talk to other people and sharing that. But I'm doing it. Like, I'm just letting whatever emotion wants to come out. And so yeah, the idea is that I was like, oh, this is my second husband, the one who came after you. And he would be so happy for us because that husband is the one who's my kid's dad, like, who raised them with me. And even the kids would be there with us, and we would be our like little unit. And then Eric would be there, and he would be so welcome in our family, right? Even though he's not my husband. I imagine like the girls meeting their dad for the first time. My girls meeting their dad for the first time, even when it's going to be in heaven, right? Just say, hey, you're the dad we never knew about, right? Not that we never knew because we talk about him, here and there, but just like, very, very emotional, like reunion kind of, right? But it was just a way of also saying my head's like, well, if he was still alive and we would not have been together, we would still have been as been an amazing unit, amazing family, for the love of our kids and for the love of who we were. That things would have been okay, no matter. Like, I'm healing every story that could go in my head of like returning to love, the loving person I am. And I was like, in the past, I was like not even entertaining the idea of having someone. Yeah, like, it's fun, I can have someone else. It was more fun talking about it than actually going in a relationship. Now I'm so close to a relationship that I'm like, oh God, I don't want one. Please go away, guys. Like, people are coming in my DM now, and it's like, no, I'm okay, thank you. I'm good now. But yeah. So in the grieving journey, not everybody gets to do that, but if you lose your mom or your dad, you only have one, and maybe you have two, but like, there's not always that same, oh, but like my heart belongs to someone else, right? Like, now it's like my husband, I loved him, I married him, we had kids together, and now it's like, well, there's all this shame. I'm like, well, but I'm with someone else, right? And I even in my idea, in my thought, it was like he was saying, but that's okay, I'm okay, right? You can be happy with someone else, and I'm okay. Because I was like, yeah, but you, right? You're like, you. And like, and he's dead. Like, it's stupid, but he's dead. And it's just, even though I'm happy, but what about you, right? And that was like very like, whoo, even now emotional. But that's where the healing process comes, right? Like, that's where I was ready for a relationship even before he was dead. I was like, okay, what are the characteristics in my new man? Because you're going to be the one bringing it to him, bringing him to me. We were talking about, what I want in my next person, and like, yeah, he's going to cook well, and sex is going to be fantastic. Because those were areas that were lacking in our life, in our marital life a little bit. But yeah, so just, wow, that started from Easter to, well, welcome in my head. Welcome in my world. It's me time. It's my podcast. I get to talk about whatever I want. And there's no shame, right? Right now, I'm letting myself so much that I'm okay if I cry. I'm okay if I laugh. I'm okay if I get angry. And I did get angry at my coach yesterday. And I know everything is just triggering. Because I was asking family and people for money for donation for my kids' trip this summer in IPOP. And one thing that I said, he's like, well, have you thought of asking other people? I said, oh, how about you? Would you like to donate? And he's like, not at the moment. I need to see more from you and whatever. I was like, I got so angry at this comment because he's like, don't be upset. Like, no, they didn't say don't be upset. He said, But people get the choice to say yes or no, right? If you ask them something, they can say yes or no. And I said, yes, I agree. And I was pissed off. And at one point I said, well, let's just end the conversation because right now I'm driving and I don't even want to, I want to change my vibration. I don't need to be angry. So later on, I responded, I said, it's not because you said no that got me angry, right? Because when you've been, when you're somebody who's been living emotional abuse and you've been gaslighted, and now I'm like taking back control of like, I know my word and I know when I'm being gaslighted, right? If you're saying yes or no, if you're saying no, own your choice, but don't make it a what's the word? Condition that I do something. Because I'm like, you know what? I've learned my worth. I know I don't have anything to prove to anyone, anything more to do than being right now who I am, to be more worthy of the money and the love that I desire. So if you're saying no to donating to the cause for my kids, you can't just say no because I don't do that with my coaching clients. You can't just say no because I don't, it's not something I'm interested in right now. But saying no because I need to see something more of you, I was like, this was like, dude, do not make this about me, because now you're telling me, right? When you say that, well, it's no, because right now I want to see more of you. That means you're giving me the power. You're telling me if you do more, then I'll consider giving you, right? By just saying this, if I would have been someone who was like, oh my God, okay, I'll give him time. Maybe if I do more of this, maybe if I'm better at this, maybe, right? Now it's like, yeah. Like, I don't even want your money. If I have to do something more for you to be generous, I don't want your money. Thank you. And even like in a relationship, if I have to do more before you consider me, it's because you're not my guy. Because I am perfect as I am. And then it's like, you get to choose yes or no, but don't make it conditional upon something I can do, because that is not a choice, right? That is gaslighting. Yes, if. I'm teaching unconditional love for myself and for others. For me, you're a kid who's selling chocolate. Yeah, of course, boom. I support kids, right? You're someone who needs support. Yeah, we'll help you gladly. I love, like, and even I said, you know why I want money? Because before I was like, I don't want money. Now I'm like, man, I'm so generous. I want to be able to have like so much money. I said, God, please bless me with a lot of money, because I want to be the person who goes to the restaurant and give $100 tip to the waitress. Doesn't matter what her service was, good, bad, whatever. She still gets it because she was in my life. That housekeeper who's doing my room, I want to leave her $100 tip, right? I want to be able to bless people like this. But right now I still have my bills to take care first. And, like, and not just my bill, like my kids. And, I want to be generous, but I also have to remember to be generous to me and my girls first too, right? I give to others, but I have to give from a full cup, not an empty cup. Because it's important for me that what I teach to others is actually how I am in my real life too. I cannot do something and not do it in my life. That would not work well for me, because then at one point, like, okay, I got to keep up. What did I say? Well, if you lie, you got to remember your lies, which is, at one point, like, if you keep saying so many different things, you get lost in your lies. When you tell the truth, it's so easy. You can never forget, because it's the truth. It's your truth anyway. So no, I was upset. Like, you're not going to make me feel like crap because you're telling me that you're saying no, right? I get to choose. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to choose. I'm so worthy. And I'm not going to chase that money. I'm done. Like, no, thank you. If I have to prove anything more to you, even to you who've worked with me for like 4 months already, who have seen me grow, and you need to see more from me, nah, thank you, right? I'm learning my boundaries, and like, I don't need to prove anything. The trip's already paid anyway. It's already paid, so that's not a problem. I wanted to feel supported, right? Supported and loved. I want to show my kids that they are loved by other people other than just me. There's not just me who love my kids, right? And how do you show support if, you cannot be in their everyday life? Well, you can show support by giving a donation to them, right? It doesn't matter, like, just to show them that you're thinking of them, even someone in your family. Just a little. I'm someone who enjoys acts of kindness as a love gesture. I obviously all of them, but Acts of kindness is one of my favorite one. For me, I do that for everyone. But yeah, so just for you guys out there, somebody says no, but you have to do so, or yes, if that's condition, you're like, no, thank you. Skip. Go to the next person and do not let it affect your worth. There is nothing you can do more than who you are right now to be more deserving. And if somebody makes you believe otherwise, come and see me and we'll talk, okay? Because that's not true. Also, another thing I want to share is, you know, that video, I hope you went to see it, the video on Instagram or TikTok. My Instagram, which is, the handle is Marie-Mongrain90, MarieMongrain90. And same thing on TikTok. I do have my video of my second reaction, not my first one, my second reaction to seeing my billboard at Times Square. Because I mean, this was super. That's why we went to New York for my billboard, to see the billboard. I was imagining, oh man, I didn't say that in the last video. Back in September, it was no plan, and in my head, I imagined like, okay, most likely will be like a billboard, like, I don't know, a bus stop or something, and just like, you know, kind of the bus stop size. When I got there, like, she sent me the address before I left, and I went to Google it online, and I was like, wait. It's like there's Forever 21's huge billboard, and then there's a US Polo store, and it's at the top. And I was like, wait, no. Like, I could not imagine me on top. Like, it's huge. Middle of Times Square. Like, I was imagining maybe a side street or something. Like, bus stop at a side street of Broadway. But no, that was Main 1540 Broadway. Boom, right in the center of there. Like, you could not miss it. And I was like, well, unless, you know, you're not on that vibration, yes, you would miss it. Yeah. So I filmed myself. You know, I'm a little sad there was nobody there with me to, you know, take a video of me enjoying it. So I did, you know, a selfie for that one. But like at one point, I always had a hard time with my teeth. Like, if you can see, no, those who are listening to me, you can't, but I do have an open gap in my teeth. So that means my top jaw at the top is too forward. So my top and bottom teeth at the front do not touch. So if I go normal, and if I move my lower jaw forward, my teeth will not touch. But my back teeth, they do touch, right? I can fit my little finger in between. But when I do my side profile, you can tell. And when I saw my video of my side profile, I do not like my smile with my teeth like being super forward. And I'm not getting surgery for that. I'm sorry, I am not getting surgery. It's just a thing about my facial, you know, loving myself that needs to work on. Like, I can still eat everything I want. It's all good. I just found another way of eating. So, but when I saw, I'm like, you know, like, what stops me from enjoying my video completely is my side profile. And now I was talking about being unique at the beginning. And so as I'm watching the video more and more, I said, no, Marie, if you don't look dumb, you don't look any other way, right? If you think you look dumb or you look any other way, like, that's not positive, you're telling everybody on the planet who have an open gap that they're not pretty. And is that the kind of image you wanted to give to other people, right? So obviously no, because everything I think about me is what I think of others. And I say, maybe I'm the first one with that kind of open gap. And I'm going to be the first one there so that they can also start associating with someone that has an open gap and feel pretty about themselves, right? So as I was looking at my video, I'm like, you know what that open gap shows me? I look like a kid who's super excited and in awe. You know, I was able to say like, oh my God, wow, I look like I'm in awe. And even like I can tell my tooth here is crooked and my teeth are not all straight, but I find the crooked smile so much prettier. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to love my crooked smile too. And just to give me, you know, even if we see my gum, and just to allow myself to laugh and smile authentically and love however it looks. And that is my own work on self-love that I'm working on every day. If there's something I'm like, that doesn't work with me, I don't like this, find a way to love it, because this is who you are, baby. And give yourself permission to love it, because then you're going to give yourself permission to everyone who has that same feature as you to love themselves. And this is something I wanted to share with you today. You are unique. When you love yourself, you allow other people to love themselves for those same traits as you. So on this, you guys, already half an hour goes. That went super fast. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave in the comment or share with other people anything. Share with people that podcast. Leave me any comments if you want me to talk about a subject or about anything. If you have any question, please do send them. I want to answer your question. You know, I share my stuff, but also I want to be there for you. I want to make that podcast for you and help you manifest things. If you're interested in having a clearing session with me right on this podcast, and we want to work on clearing some belief about yourself, about some not so self-loving self-talk you have, we can work on that. Please send me a message. Go on Marie-Ève.com. There's a podcast place where you can fill up a questionnaire, and I can add you on my show. So on this, you guys, today, I love you so much, and I will not hope, I know that your day will be as awesome as you are. See you until next time. Ciao.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.